Guys, life should be interesting. There should be curiosity in life. In life, you should want to do your best, but don't get hung up on doing your best. Men, treat men well, and you will have money. Women, treat men well, and you will have money. And if you want to live and thrive in this life, you will have to pay for everything energetically everywhere. When your thinking is based on negation, you can, damn it, understand absolutely everything. But as soon as you start imagining how you would like it to be, do you hear that? And how would you like it to be? When I worked with people who were ill and then recovered, I asked them at the end, how much time did you spend thinking that you were healthy while you were sick? Well, none at all. I was thinking about the illness the whole time. My influence was that I imagined this person was healthy. I felt that this person was healthy. I looked at him being healthy. I saw him in various states when he was healthy, and I felt his health within myself. And what happened? It had an informational effect on him, and he recovered. But in order for him to fully mature, you really need to change a person's worldview. But you cannot change other people's worldviews unless you possess love and a state of being that penetrates them. First, creating a precedent of kindness, tenderness, a desire for touch, harmony, creative thinking, and changing this world for the better for themselves. Do you hear me? You are all egoists for yourselves, because remember, as Seth said about this, you are sitting in this room with these guys, but in reality, there is only you in this room. And these guys are a projection into your room. And in their room, you are the projection. And when you do something useful for your body, for your health, when you do something useful for your perspective, for your feeling, for your state, you then begin to expand further. You are already doing something useful for the home you live in, for the street you live on, for the city you live in, for the country you live in, for the planet you live on. And the most important point, you cannot get it wrong and start doing things for the country when you haven't done them for yourself, or start doing things for planet Earth when you haven't done them for yourself. That is, if you haven't brushed your teeth, if you haven't looked after your health, if you haven't washed, if you haven't slept well, if you haven't engaged in your favorite work and haven't learned, you cannot change planet Earth. You are flawed. And that is why I tell everyone, guys, we all need to move gently and easily toward development, versatility, and the ability to allow ourselves higher frequency vibrations of happiness, health, and wealth. Aesthetics, feeling, design, and perception. That is, when we have a deep perception with great capacity, we will not get stuck on it. We will not be afraid of losing it because we will create it many more times. Because if you know how to, for example, earn money and suddenly you go bankrupt or it is taken away, you calmly go and earn more because you have the algorithms. But when you did it by accident and it was taken away, you went and got very upset. And a psychologist might not have even helped you, and a bottle didn't save you along with the alcohol you drank. And it turns out that when we change ourselves, we change our inner selves, priorities, values. And as I say, guys, life should be interesting. Life should have curiosity. Life should have a desire to do your best, but not an attachment to doing your best. We do good deeds and cast them into the water. We have no right to associate ourselves with our body, our clothes, our real estate, our abilities, or our relationships. We do not own anyone or anything. Once we realize this, we will possess everything, because everything is given to us on lease. It is leased, and we pay for it with energy. And even if you buy a car, you pay for it. But if you continue to use it and it brings you pleasure, you will definitely keep paying for it. It is the same with a house. The same goes for clothes. And if you want to live and thrive in this life, you will have to pay for everything energetically everywhere. There is nothing you can do about it. And it is better, of course, to pay with money, if you have the right approach to it. And what is money? It is your attitude toward men. Men, treat men well, and you will have money. Women, treat men well, and you will have money. If you intend to have good health, material assets, if you want to have some plot of land, but again, you won't own it, but you will interact with it, then you will have to change your attitude toward women. For women, first to themselves, and then to all women. And for men, well, to their mother and their wife. But you must understand, changing your attitude does not mean you just went and loved everyone. No, you cannot love what your reflexes are unable to love. Well, as I jokingly said, if someone tells you, listen, poop means money. Just eat some poop and you'll have money. You think, yeah, I want money. You start eating poop, but it doesn't taste very good. And somehow you don't even want to think about money anymore, even though poop means money. And that is the truth. So you need to determine for yourself that if maternal love is an interaction with planet Earth, it is matter. It is matter. It is your heritage, starting from your physique, inner strength, youth, and material wealth. But if your mother doesn't fit any canon of your worldview, you don't have to love her. Otherwise, all your values will collapse. Because if your mother, roughly speaking, well, leaves things lying around, swears, hates, holds grudges, acts out of fear, engages in empty talk, and, well, does some negative things, and you love her, then you are essentially loving everything she does. And that means it will start happening in your life. Your settings will get messed up. You need to understand that your mom has these settings. They don't match my settings, and so she can be whoever she wants to be. I can make a suggestion, but I have no right to force her to do it, because in that case, I give away my success, my wealth, my fulfillment, my potential, my inner strength, and my luck. I give it to her for good, and that is it. I can do nothing more. When you meddle with people and force them to be who they do not want to be, you are giving them your luck. And when you judge someone or put them on a pedestal, you take on their problems and work them off, while they take your luck and forge ahead, and everything works out for them. And even if they behave, well, to put it mildly, incorrectly regarding your worldview, and it seems to you that God helps them for some reason, but not you. Because you go through judgment, through servility, or through trying to impose your opinion on others, thereby creating a precedent where if they resist, you sink and degrade. Therefore, we accept mom as she is, and we try to shield ourselves from her in those manifestations that are destructive to our development. That is, this is a natural process. So, if you see you like clean paths, you like beautiful flower beds, you like lovely trees, you won't go climbing into the mud. There is mud there, but you don't have to love that mud. You stay right here and keep paving paths, keep doing landscape design. But you don't get into that mud, you just know it's there. And for some reason, God decided that it should be there. And so, we need to accept that all these people who shouldn't be in our circle can be who they are. We can think about them being different and even say, God, if it is possible, let them be happy, healthy, wealthy, young, and beautiful, so that they have plenty of love, kindness, sincerity, honesty, and a desire to build a world that is beautiful and creative. But I have no right to influence them. I have the right to want it, and God will either do it or not. And we take and surround ourselves with those who are already like that, who are already in resonance or moving in that direction. Because saving the drowning is the work of the drowning themselves. If they are saving themselves, we can lend a hand, but if they are rowing to the bottom, we can wave goodbye, because that is their choice. We can offer him, listen, maybe come aboard or grab our lifebuoy. But we have no right to force people to move in the direction we are moving. We can create conditions for them to do so and limit their interaction with us if they have chosen a different alternative path and a different way of interacting with the world around them.